When Selena Gomez finally said, "I do," to Benny Blanco, it wasn't just a wedding, it was a cultural moment. The kind of night where A-list stars, lifelong friends, and music legends all came together under one roof. But what nobody expected was that Taylor Swift and Ed Sheeran would steal the spotlight, not with a song, but with their words. Their speeches turned an already unforgettable reception into something fans are still buzzing about. And the way they spoke about Selena and Benny revealed truths that even longtime fans had never heard before. This wasn't your typical celebrity wedding, it was a Hollywood blockbuster disguised as a reception. The room glittered with familiar faces: Taylor Swift, Ed Sheeran, Steve Martin, Martin Short, Paul Rudd, Paris Hilton, SZA, Camila Cabello, Cara Delevingne, and even Selena's Emilia Perez co-stars Edgar Ramirez and Zoe Saldana. It felt like every corner of Hollywood, from music to film to fashion, had a seat at the table. One insider told People magazine, there was so much love in the room. But even in a sea of A-listers, two names had everyone's full attention. For Taylor, this wasn't just a wedding invitation, it was family. Her friendship with Selena goes all the way back to 2008, when they bonded over Jonas Brothers breakups and turned heartbreak into sisterhood. Over the years, fans have watched them cheer each other on at award shows, celebrate birthdays, and even swap personal advice during some of their hardest moments. So when Taylor stood up to give her speech, it wasn't polished PR. It was raw, emotional, and decades in the making. Guests said she brought people to tears as she talked about growing up with Selena, surviving the chaos of fame together, and finally seeing her best friend find the love she always deserved. But Taylor wasn't the only one to step up. Ed Sheeran also took the mic, and if you know the history, his presence made perfect sense. He's worked closely with Benny Blanco for years, co-writing and producing some of his biggest hits. Their bond is more than industry, it's brotherhood. So Ed's speech was both funny and deeply heartfelt, sharing behind-the-scenes stories of Benny's wild studio antics while praising how Selena had grounded him in ways no one else ever could. It was the kind of inside perspective that only someone who's shared years in the trenches could give, and it left the room laughing one second and tearing up the next. And just when the spotlight felt like it belonged only to the celebrities, the family stepped in. Selena's mom Mandy and her stepdad Brian gave their own speeches, reminding everyone that this wasn't just a Hollywood spectacle, it was the union of two families. Benny's parents, Sandra and Andrew, also spoke, sharing touching memories of their son and welcoming Selena as a daughter. Those moments shifted the tone from star-studded to deeply personal. Suddenly, it didn't feel like an exclusive guest list event. It felt like a living room filled with love. But make no mistake, this wasn't a quiet night. According to insiders, the reception turned into a full-on celebration, with dancing, laughter, and a vibe that was described as so much fun. Steve Martin and Martin Short even gave a joint speech at the rehearsal dinner that reportedly had the entire room in stitches. By the time the night rolled on, Selena and Benny couldn't stop smiling, glowing as they danced and mingled with guests. It wasn't stiff or overly polished, it was a real party, fueled by genuine happiness. What made the night even more surreal is how far the couple had come to get there. In a recent interview, Selena and Benny revealed that one of the first parties they attended together as a couple was actually hosted by Taylor Swift, back when their romance was still a secret. They were sneaking around, hiding their relationship from the public eye. And now, years later, Taylor was on stage celebrating them openly in front of friends, family, and the entire industry. It felt like a full-circle moment that even Hollywood couldn't script better. For Taylor, supporting Selena didn't begin or end with a wedding speech. She's been there through every chapter, from baking the couple homemade sourdough bread, to joking online that she'd be the flower girl at their engagement, to celebrating Selena's wins in both music and business. Selena, in turn, has always been in Taylor's corner, whether it was cheering when Taylor reclaimed her music masters or showing up for late-night hangouts in New York. 16 years of friendship led to this moment, and the wedding reception only solidified what fans already knew. theirs is one of the strongest bonds in Hollywood. At the end of the night, the message wasn't just about vows or celebrity glam. It was about something deeper: love, loyalty, and the rare kind of friendships that survive the chaos of fame. Selena and Benny's marriage was the headline, but the emotional speeches by Taylor Swift and Ed Sheeran turned it into a story fans will replay again and again. And here's the real question: between Taylor's tearful tribute and Ed's heartfelt humor, which speech do you think stole the night? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories from inside Hollywood's most unforgettable moments.